Hi, I'm Bella. Welcome to Paging Creatives. Pursuing a creative career can be a frustrating, isolating journey. So I sit down with working artists taking risks, forging their own paths in hopes to inspire other artists, to encourage them, educate them, to build a community where we support, uplift one another, and even network to further our own creative endeavors. These next couple of episodes are sponsored by Casa Azul. It is a really amazing tequila soda. If you like White Claw, you will love this. It has a great taste. This is the strawberry margarita, but my favorite is peach mango, so you have to check out all the flavors. There's 4. And it's really great because it's light. The next day, you're not going to feel all fuzzy and crazy. You'll feel good. And you can just be out and social with a little bit of inebriation. For my next very special guest, episode number 6, The Healer, I have Appelusa. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you for the opportunity to chat with you.
Okay, so let's just start with where you grew up and how you grew up. Just tell me a little bit about your background.
Sure. I was born in the San Fernando Valley, and my family were artistic roller skaters, and my grandfather opened Northridge Skateland in 1968, and my father and my uncle took it over. My aunts and uncles were all artistic roller skaters. My mom was the first club skater, so I came out of the womb basically on roller skates. So I grew up. That's pretty much what I did. I was competitive and attended world championship in a team event and taught skating for 20 years after my competitive career.
I love that. That's how we met, skating. Skating is so fun. It definitely can be something to assist in paying the expensive lifestyle that it takes to live in Los Angeles. But this is your life. So what is it like competing on skates? Because people don't realize that just like ice skaters have world championships, roller skating has similar competitions.
Yeah, it's much like ice skating on roller skates. So not many people know that there's an artistic roller skating even discipline. And it's pretty obscure, but there's so many facets of roller skating. Even, there's artistic, there's dance, there's figure, freestyle, street, recreation. And I really enjoy being part of all of them. But competing on skates, I think it's just like competing on with anything. You've got your routine you have to you train with, and your costumes, and the whole thing. So I think it was a pretty amazing experience. I had a lot of life lessons. I think having a sport that I was a part of for so long.
hmm so then I'm going to pivot just a little bit because skating is such a big part of your life and you've accomplished so much. And of course, you still skate. But you did something that is amazing to me, and you went to school and learned all of these healing modalities. Can you talk about what brought you to that journey of being in healing arts, where you are now?
Yeah, I ended up getting into a couple of car accidents. So I was in chronic pain for 4 years, and I was bouncing specialists trying to figure out why this kind of chronic situation was happening. And I had a lot of invasive procedures. I tried everything. I was in physical therapy and chiropractic and acupuncture and everything, and nothing was quite working. And so I turned to alternative medicine. And it was kind of from that learning experience that it kind of shifted and pivoted my whole life and focus. I became Reiki certified to work on myself. And I think it was from that, just being more in touch with my own energy and working with my nervous system, that it started the healing process. And before that, I think I was just in a cycle of chronic stress that leads to the chronic pain. And from there, I got into biofield tuning. So I'm working with frequencies and tuning forks in the human biofield and on the body. And I think that even just like sped that healing process up even further. And I think then I just found all of these rabbit holes to go down and learn really how everything works, from, energy to the universe to, physics, all the laws of nature, and how healing actually works. And so then I just decided that I wanted to open a practice and help others who kind of were in my situation.
What are what are all the areas that you focus on, or all the areas that you specialize in?
So from Reiki, I became certified in biofield tuning. That's working with tuning forks in the biofield, and then vibrational fascia release, which is working with tuning forks on the body. And I also became a biofeedback technician. I had a biofeedback system that read the reflex zones on your hand and showed the vitality of all your glands, organs, and brain parameters, including chakra balance. So then you could really see how your energy is working and what you can do to kind of shift it. But right now, I'm actually applying to grad school. I recently, during the pandemic, decided to finish my bachelor's, and I studied consciousness and Ayurveda. And now I'm moving on to mental health counseling with a focus on psychedelic integration.
Man, that is amazing. I love all of you doing so much during the pandemic. Like, it's really amazing. What are your goals for that business?
I think with mental health counseling, it really does. I think when you start working on realizing the connection between mind, body, and consciousness and getting back to the natural rhythms and cycles and how close we are to nature, when you get back to your physiology being as close to the natural rhythms as possible, that's when you start to heal. Changing your mindset, introducing, things that are going to calm and reset your nervous system. I think reaching more people on that level. Not everyone is into Reiki and energy healing. I think being able to work with more people from kind of a different angle and then introducing those components will be, I think, really great. So that's kind of my goal.
I think people just need to be educated on it because people don't know. And the way that we're socialized to believe in things that are immediately tangible to us. So Reiki, I know the first time that it was done on me, I had kind of doubts. I didn't know if it would work on me. And literally 10 minutes into it, she put me to sleep. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. It felt really great. I woke up feeling really great. How can you get your message or get the message of these more natural approaches to healing out into the masses, to the world?
I honestly think more and more people are just finding that conventional medicine, as amazing as it is lacking in some aspects. And I think people are just looking and finding other ways to support their healing process. And what I'm finding, I have a YouTube channel where I talk about frequencies and how they correspond to the body, working with tuning forks and different scientific papers, explaining different frequencies in our universe and that also resonate with our own physiological frequencies. And it's amazing how many people, commenting in there are just really interested in this. And being a biofield tuner, um, people are just stumbling upon Eileen McCusick's books, who founded biofield tuning, understanding kind of the laws of nature and physiological functioning from a different perspective. And I think it's really those people who will end up finding me. It's not that I need, to find the people will just end up finding me through resonance, I think.
Yeah, I like that. I want to talk about something. You are one of the few people that ever since I've known you, you have been in a really super solid relationship that ended up becoming your husband.
Hmm.
How have you maintained that relationship whilst being a creative? And he's a creative too. Tell everyone what he does and tell everyone why you think your relationship works in Los Angeles with two creatives.
Yes. Wow. Well, we are very different. And I think that it's allowing the other person to be who that they are, and really not trying to control that. He is works in the other side of production. So I through my roller skating, I was a performer also for 20 years. So working in as a performer, he works on the other side in the kind of the producing, production, supervising, production manager side. Um, and I think that's just it. I he is an extrovert and it may not seem like it, but I'm a total introvert. And I think it's just that understanding of, I need to allow him to be able to go out, and he could go out 7 days in a row and I might be able to do 2, and I need to recharge at the end of a day. So I think that's, it, and finding ways to just love and rekindle and do things that are spontaneous, and but it is work. Everyone will, I think that's in a long-term relationship will say it's work. It's just being able to do that part too.
Do you guys share the same belief system? What is your belief system in terms of higher power,
Mm.
and how does that, whatever you believe, how does that incorporate into your healing?
Um, he is a total skeptic. Maybe not total, but he's a skeptic. And that can be challenging. I just went through a program that's very much ancient Vedic science. Um, and he comes from a Jewish background, maybe not practicing,
Mhm.
but culturally Jewish, and we are also very different on those belief systems, and I also think that that's okay. I really enjoy learning about the Jewish culture and learning about the traditions and participating in them. And sometimes he'll meditate with me.
Oh, really? Well, then that's nice.
Yeah.
But see, I think that that's a part of it, that healthy relationship. He has his own doubts, but still will come and commune with you and meditate with you and still be interested in what you're doing.
Yeah, and I think it's a good challenge for me too because it forces me to come to the table and explain. And it's like being in school and having to like recite and really remember and understand information, and that part, even though he'll challenge me on it and sometimes I'll get upset, it really does kind of force me to kind of come forward and say, well, here's the research, here's the evidence, and then it forces me to remember it, so maybe I'll be able to do that in a future situation where it might call for it.
Okay. So I love the fact that you have taken something else that you were interested in. It just sort of speaks to, you can be successful in more than one thing. We have these things where people tell you that you need to stay in your lane. It's like a new thing that people say now, and I don't like that.
Hmm.
And my last friend said it's a highway, be in all of the lanes. But I love that you've been able to, I can skate and I have made a wonderful living off of this and it's a part of my history. But then there's this other thing that I'm really interested in and passionate about, and I've done that too. Is there a way for you to merge the two, or you're just doing both of them separately, and then you can also take care of yourself as an athlete in that way?
I think me being here and as a human being on this on this planet, I just really liked to express myself in so many different ways. And it's interesting now being older and kind of looking back and saying the last 15 years I've been an independent contractor. I've been, an fine artist and a producer and a voiceover artist and have a photography business and be a professional roller skater and a coach and wearing all of these hats,
I
and
forgot about the photography thing.
so many
You are also a talented photographer.
and thank you. And yeah, I just see, like, look back and reflect and now realize how much it was just my soul
Mhm.
wanting to express and be creative. And I think that's so beautiful. But I was hustling and struggling. And I think it's now I'm like, okay, it's time to adult. I'm going to go to grad school and like have an adult career. But I think I'm able to take all of those aspects with me, especially skating, because skating is such a healing thing, I think, for so many people. It's why it became so popular again during the pandemic, because people were able to express themselves in different ways during the pandemic, whether it was learning to sew or, whatever it was, skate in your kitchens. And it's almost a moving meditation, I think. It's a way for people to get into their bodies and express themselves and just move. And that's something that I want to continue to do with people. I think it really is a mental health meditation, or like a moving meditation that you can do. And I don't foresee myself really stopping any one of those things in particular. I just think that being creative really is a part of being human. And if we can find and maintain that creativity while also adulting, whatever that looks like, I think is really important. So I also will, urge people to find their creativity in whatever that is.
I agree. Last question. It's a fun one for this series. If you could be anywhere with anyone, do anything, what would it be? And I'll give you mine so you have a chance to think. Mine is my parents. Most of my family is deceased. And I would take my mother and my grandmother. The reason why Paging Creatives is spelled incorrectly, it's the PA from my mother's name, the G from my grandmother's name. And I'm wearing my mom's ring that my dad gave my mom, and my grandmother's watch because they're always with me. But we didn't get a chance to travel the way that I wanted to. I was pursuing this LA thing so hard, and I always thought I will have the chance to take them. I started getting my grandmother's passport together, and life happened. So mine would be, I would want to take my mother and my grandmother somewhere abroad, probably somewhere Bali, because I love it there. The Cube is really beautiful. I would love them to just be able to sit and have lunch on the water and look at the ocean. That's mine.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And I love that they stay with you through these different elements that you can wear and keep with you.
Yeah.
Let's see. My husband and I moved back to his homeland of Kauai, and I think just sitting watching sunsets with him in this beautiful location that we now find ourselves is really some of the best moments. And I'm trying to really embrace being in the moment and being like here in my body and living this life. So I'm going to just choose that instead of going in the future or in the past. I'm going to just say being watching sunsets with my husband on Kauai.
That's beautiful. That is really beautiful. Also, I think it's interesting that whenever I ask that question to anyone, no one says a present moment. I didn't even think about a present moment. And I think that we are really focused on past and future as opposed to present. And that's a part of a lot of our issues.
I agree. So yeah, we'll just remind everybody right now.
Stay present.
Enjoy this present moment.
Enjoy this present moment. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here. It was lovely to talk to you.
Oh, it was lovely to be here. Thank you.
Tell everyone everywhere where they can find you. Everywhere.
Light Body Energetics is my holistic practice. I also have a YouTube. Appelusa McGlynn is my professional voiceover roller skating website, and I have a YouTube teaching roller skating tutorials at Appelusa, APPELUSA, on YouTube as well.
And I will have it linked.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and or listening to Paging Creatives. Please like, subscribe, or follow. It really helps my channel. And creatives, your art brings light and love into the world, making it a better place. And I love and support you.